Oh, welcome to another video. Anybody that's watched any of my videos will know I've got quite a serious issue with my wrist. And I've been numerous surgeries with it, and we're at a point where I was ready for a wrist replacement operation, which would have happened March 2020, but we all know what happened. We had the pandemic, old Corona turned up, and my wrist replacement was cancelled. We're now May 2021. Back end of May 2021, and over the last 12 months plus I've been slowly suffering with loss of strength in the wrist, loss of movement in the wrist, and I can't do repetitive things anymore with the wrist. It's too painful, and anything that requires pressure, so I'm trying to squeeze something together or pull something, it's too painful to do nowadays. And it was the other week I came in here into my workshop, and what I wanted to do was something quite simple. I wanted to go down there on the front suspension and grease my front suspension up. So I got grease gun out. Didn't think nothing of it. So I went and started at the back, because at the time I got it reversed in, and I managed to do the grease nipples on the back. But I come to do the front ones, and they're quite hard to get to. Plus I was by then struggling to pump the grease gun, and it was getting quite painful. So I never bothered. I've used her twice since not doing it. I started thinking, how can I do this where I've not got to pump? So I happened to fall upon a video made by Todd in Project Farm. I'll put a link in the video. His reviews are honest reviews. Todd buys everything himself that he reviews. He's got no sponsorship of any company, and he says it as it is. So his reviews are to be trusted. So go and have a look at Project Farm. Go and watch some of Todd's videos if you're looking for power tools, anything really that is possible to test. Todd will have a pop at testing it. So I watched his video the other week on these things. Electric grease guns. Todd admittedly was testing the 18 volt system, the Milwaukee DeWalt. I think there was an Ingersoll Rand one. Some other brands that they get in America that we can't, that were added to the list. And he did his opinion, and he does all his testing. The videos are worth checking out. And I thought, oh, that's a cracking idea. That would make my life easier for greasing the grease nipples on the Yamaha. So I've actually gone out and bought one. It turned up today. I got it from Screwfix. I bought it as a tool only, because I do have one other Milwaukee piece of kit, and that's a Milwaukee ratchet on the M12 system. Oh, I'm not going to the 18 volt Milwaukee system, because it would be the only 18 volt Milwaukee tool I've got. So I went for the 12 because I'd already got 12 volt batteries. But the rest of my kit is DeWalt. And on DeWalt I've got 12 and 18 volt equipment, so I'm covered on DeWalt for anything I want. But DeWalt don't do a 12 volt grease gun like this. They only do an 18, and I wasn't willing to spend best part of £350 just for something that's only for me going to get occasional use. It's only going to get used on the Yamaha. So, but I bought one. Just took it out of the box. Can't be asked doing unboxing videos because everybody's seen an unboxing video. You open the box, you drag it out, you put it out on display and go, here it is. Can't be asked doing that. So, that's what I bought. 12 volt. I've just got a 12 volt battery out that's fully charged. I've got a cartridge of grease out ready to put in it. So I'm going to do a first assembly and a first try out on it and see where we get with it and see if it works. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put battery in it and see if it works. So that bit works. Let's put some gloves on because I hate getting covered in grease. So I've confirmed it works. This cartridge just screws out of the body and slides. And I think according to the instructions, I pull the handle and there's a little slot there to put it into. So let's see if I've got the strength to do that. So I'm trying to pull with my bad hand. There we go. That locks in there. So they had grease in it. They must have tested it in the factory. Let's wipe all that crap off. I don't want that everywhere. Okay. So yes, there is grease in there. They have tested it in the factory. Put that there. Put that to one side. Oh, it's covered in it. See, I hate grease. Apparently, I've watched a tutorial on this on YouTube. You take that off first, exposing that. And according to YouTube, that end goes into there, which you push in, then you pull. Then you pull the tab off, like so. And throw that in the bin. Then apparently screw that back into there. Until it seats. Then they say pull the handle back out, and you're meant to push it back in. How are you meant to push it back in? I don't know. There we go. You've got to twist it first to push it back in. Put that there. So there we go, we have grease. That back in there for now. So yeah, it's pumping grease. So that's the air removed out of the line. So that now is technically ready for me to stick on a grease nipple and use. It's that easy to put it together and that easy to get the grease out. Just takes a couple of pulls of the trigger. So what I'm going to have a crack at now is greasing up some of the grease nipples on the white tee and see how well this thing works. So let's reset you up in the camera so you can see what I'm doing on the white tee. So I've got the grease gun onto one of the nipples now. So let's just see how good this Milwaukee 12-volt grease gun is at pumping grease in. So let me just hold that on there. I hope you can see that. It's pushed all the old grease out. So I know that bush now has got grease coming out of it everywhere. Let's see if I can purge some more out. There we go. That's filled that void up with grease now. It's purged all the old grease out and spat it everywhere, but I'm not really arsed about that. Hopefully you can see that grease nipple. This is on the back. I've managed to do the ones on the front. Let's see where we go here. Yep, I've got grease oozing out of them now. It looks like it gets up to a certain pressure and as you can see, it spat the grease out there. So yeah, it does work. It works really well. I'm sorry, I didn't film doing the bottom one down there, but I've managed to get that bottom one done. As you can see, there's grease oozing out of the seals, so I know I've got that joint full. So basically I've done passenger side, front, completed, all greased. Both rears done. Now all it leaves me is the driver's side front to do. I'm going to leave that till Saturday when I've got some daylight, because some of the nipples look really hard to get to. So anyhow, that's the tool. You've seen it in action, and yeah, it works really, really well. I'm quite happy with that purchase. Well, thanks again for watching another video. If you like the content, there'll be more like this as I buy more tools. Please consider subscribing. If you don't, just hit the like button. Thank you very much.